I'm here to talk about the industrialization drive of crossover states. When His Excellency was sworn in 2015, he made it very clear that he was going to industrialize the state. Until today, he has not left anyone in doubt. That 2015, immediately was sworn in the next month, he started the garment factory. He built the garment factory within 8 months, and it was ready. And we engaged up to 2,000 women, mostly widows, that up to today are working and earning income from the garment factory. And because we needed to expand the frontiers of the garment factory, what we had to do was to go to Yala to see how we could cultivate cotton to enable us leverage on the backward integration from the cotton to the ginnery to the yard and then to the fabric, where we now serve the garment factory. We worked with the Arewa textile and were able to go extra mile to ensure that that was done. And then beside the garment factory, we also have the pharmaceutical factory. It's the first of its kind in the whole of South Nigeria. There's no pharmaceutical factory in the whole South of Nigeria. That factory would have started production as we speak. Right now, as I speak to you, we've received up to 28 containers of equipment from India, just for that factory alone. The manufacturer would have come around to start the installation, if not for COVID-19, where Indians are prevented from coming into Nigeria the same way Brazilians and the Turkish are also prevented from coming into Nigeria. But again, we've gone a step further to see how we could beat that barrier to bring them into the country. We've been working with the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 and also with the Immigration Service to see how we can bring them. I think we'll have positive results and we've gotten approval to bring them in. The idea behind that factory basically is to produce vaccine, produce drugs that will help people, because imagine a country like Nigeria with the COVID-19, we had no vaccine produced in this country. All the vaccine we are using now are imported into the country. But that factory was established to address issues like this. Then we went further to establish the industrial park. The idea behind that industrial park is so that we can have shared facility. Instead of one factory having its road or electricity or drainage is different, all of them share those same facilities together. It helps in reducing the cost. Then in the industrial park, we established the noodles factory. The Chinese came to do the installation in the factory. They went very far, up to 80%, and it coincided with the time they had to go to China for China New Year. Then the COVID-19 met them in China, and they couldn't come back. And up to now, the Chinese have not returned. Else that factory would have been running as we speak. But we went up to 80%, and then we got some local guys around from some factories that produce similar products. And they are working with us. Right now, the products have started hitting the market. Then beyond that, we've established the chicken slaughter factory. But before I go to the chicken slaughter factory, I have to start from the feed mill. In the industrial park too, we have a feed mill. The idea behind our feed mill is so as to leverage on the value chain of the poultry sector, where we establish the poultry farm. If you're going to opposite Northwest by the highway, if you're going to Odupani Junction, we have a poultry farm there that has 6 massive pens, and each of that pen accommodates 30,000 broilers. So when you multiply 30 by 6, that's 180 broilers. Within 6 weeks, they are mature. So that we can move them to the chicken slaughter factory, slaughter them. We have a chicken slaughter facility that has an installed capacity of 21,000 birds per day. Even with the birds we get from the farm alone, it won't be enough to feed that place. And therefore, we are working with the CBN using the Anchor scheme to see how they can form farmers. Farmers, produce their own birds. Within 6 to 7 weeks, they are ready, and the state government will take the birds from them and slaughter them, package them for both domestic consumption and export as well. Then we have the rice city, the rice seedling factory. Basically, the rice seedling factory is the first in Africa. Your Excellency, a professor came. He studied in Germany. He is the professor of seed science. Seed, that's what he specializes on. The man came around and said he had not seen anything like that in the whole of Africa. That is the first of its kind he has seen. And he was so excited. We took him around the facility. He saw everything we are doing there, and he was very, very pleased. The idea behind the establishment of that rice seedling factory is that if you're cultivating rice, for instance, and on normal processes, you get like 5 tons per hectare. With the processes we do from the rice seedling factory, it will give you up to 10 tons per hectare. In Bakassi, we have the deep sea port. The Excellency had extensive discussion about how the deep sea port is going to be developed. And we are having positive responses in terms of that project. That's what is established in Bakassi. And also that Bakassi, that is the beginning or the starting point of the superhighway that is meant to act as an evacuation corridor that is bringing northern Nigeria closer to the Atlantic Ocean. As a matter of fact, it's the northern port, not even in our port, because we have the maritime corridor. We can be able to do anything we want to do within our maritime corridor. But the northern part of the country actually needs this seaport where they can evacuate their products, take the solid mineral, the tantalum, the barytes, the steel, the iron ore, and all that to, transport to or export through the deep sea port. So we need the encouragement of the federal government on that, even if he has already given us the commitment already. In Akampa, we have the pile and the pylon. For us to massively or utilize greater opportunities in the building of the deep sea port, one of the major components is the building of the shoreline. And for you to do the shoreline, you must use the piles and the pylon. Instead of importing the pile and pylon, we decide to establish a firm that will produce a pile and pylon to be used as our deep sea port. With that, the cost of that project would have been reduced by up to 40%. That's Excellency's idea, and it's going to pay off at the end of the day for every cross-variant. Then in Biase, you see, if you pass along the road, you see the massive infrastructure, the continuous teacher training institute in Biase. We've done that. It's a world-class facility that's going to serve the need of cross-variants, going to serve the need of Nigerians at large. We have the massive cocoa processing factory in Ikom already. Nigeria, as the third largest, exporter of cocoa, shouldn't have any business just exporting cocoa as raw bean. And that's why the state government went into that project, so at least we can be able to, grade our cocoa to a certain level. Then, Goja, that's where we have the rice mill, the comprehensive rice mill. You see, the rice we call Abakaliki rice is actually cross-river state rice. But because we've never had such a facility of that magnitude, that's why you see our rice being taken to Ebonyi State and it is called Abakaliki rice. But with that facility, it will help us, process our own rice when we cultivate it with other farmers and what the government intends to do as well, so that our rice will be processed in Ogoja and it will be called cross-river state rice and no longer Abakaliki rice. In Bekwara local government area, Bekwara is one of the local government areas that produces groundnut in large quantity. We are establishing the groundnut processing factory where we produce the groundnut oil. That is organic, odorless, and is one of the best. So from there we'll be able to send it to other parts of the country and also for export as well. The local farmers will also be encouraged to cultivate their groundnut, so the state government can buy or the firm can buy the groundnut from them, process the groundnut, and everybody will be happy for it. In Obodo, we already have the international airport. The idea behind the international airport, a whole lot of people are saying, why international airport in Obodo? The idea behind the airport is that if you look at the economy of Kenya, for instance, the economy of Kenya is driven by ornamentals. You see aircraft leaving Kenya every day for Europe and America to deliver flowers. Those are the flowers they use in producing perfumes. Now, with the climate we have at the ranch, it will be very, very comfortable to cultivate those kind of flowers. And with the airport in Obodo, it will be very easy for that to be transported or for that to be exported to other countries within that same day, so that they don't get wider and they will make maximum value of it, and cross-river state will earn foreign exchange from all that. That's what we have done industrially, and there are a whole lot of other things too. We are also putting in the pipeline. Thank you very much.